Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to the breaking news. Sal reacts. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the show, guys. I know it is late. I know I'm way off the block. I'm late. I'm late, guys. But you know, one thing I would say about everything. One thing I would say is that we mentioned this Dorgu deal 4 months ago, guys. Patrick Dorgu was first mentioned on Stretford Post 4 months ago, and now Patrick Dorgu is a Manchester United player, guys. A Manchester United player. He has signed a deal for Man United in the region of 30 million plus 5 million on add-ons. Patrick Dorgu signs from Manchester United 30 million plus 5 million on add-ons in euros. That's not too bad. The first signing under Ruben Amorim. Absolutely delighted. Let's hope it's the first of many. Rumours is Manchester United are looking for the third signing of this window, given the transfer of Aiden Heaven as well. Of course, guys, don't want to boast it too much. We announced Patrick Dorgu on this channel 4 months ago, and now he is a Manchester United player. Back then in the summer, when we mentioned his name, people were like, who? Now he's a Manchester United player. It's up to us to back the player, to get behind him. He's a young player. He's not going to be the finished article, but we have to be patient and we have to nurture this player because he's not the finished product. He's not the finished article. Let's not get it twisted. We have a problem at Man United where we're giving up on players too soon. There's lots of news going around Man United. I did say that Man United will sign at least one player. I do believe Man United will get another player in the door. They've got Aiden Heaven, which is kind of like an academy player. But Man United will get players through the door. And Dorgu is the first real signing for Manchester United this window, guys. Delighted with that. I hope you're delighted. Sorry about the late notice of the video. Really pleased to have you on board, of course, guys. But I did mention yesterday that Manchester United were going to finalise the deal for Dorgu. It will be Here We Go by the guys. And I was proven correct, of course, guys, with it being Here We Go in the evening, guys. Absolutely delighted with the signing. Good news for Minios. A good move, a good price. But is it enough? You know, we need to do more, guys. One player isn't enough, in my opinion. I don't think that Dorgu is, enough to change everything. Let's be honest. He's a young player. He's being brought into the club with prospect, and you know what? We can't just say, "Oh my goodness me, what a great signing from Ineos! Ineos are moving like a boss and stuff." I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in Manchester United. Right, this is a good signing for me. It's a signing for the future. And I'll be honest with you guys. It is a signing for the future. And we cannot be overly expecting of Dorgu, guys. Because at the end of the day, when you put pressure on the lad, it's going to be difficult, of course, guys. It's going to be difficult, in regards to and putting too much pressure on him. And he's a young lad and he's going to end up, Manchester United is a heavy shirt, guys. We have to admit, Man United is a heavy shirt. And you know what? When players come to Man United, it seems to really affect them, and it's like they've got this weight of the world on their shoulders when they come to Man United. So we got to make sure as a fan base that we do not expect too much from Dorgu because he is not the finished product. I am indeed delighted that we have made this signing. I know that we wanted him in the summer. I reported it on this channel. As I said, I reported it on this channel. This means that this is a Barada Ineos signing because Ruben Amorim was not at the club at that time. So it beggars belief that Ruben Amorim would be the one who forced this deal. Ruben Amorim would be happy with the player. Don't get me wrong. He'll be happy with the player. He'll be glad that he's got a left back there now, a left wing back who can fit his style. But this transfer was announced in the summer. And a lot of Man United's signings and a lot of Man United's targets are on the transfer wish list from the summer. So don't be surprised if Man United go after the same players in the summer. Man United will be looking at more players in the summer. Man United are looking at another player now, and they've got Aiden Heaven. Good. But I want to know why we signed Aiden Heaven. Is it because he's talented and he's going to be a prospect for Manchester United? Or is he going to be a profitability coup in the future? That's what we need to look at. You know what? I'm seeing a lot of pro Ineos people overreacting. I don't want to overreact. I'm happy when we sign a player. I'm always ham. But I don't like this Ineos, pro Ineos. Oh, Ineos moving. Now what? What are you going to say now? We don't want that anymore at this football club. This competitiveness between the fan bases and this toxicity between the fan bases. We don't need that. At the end of the day, Ineos succeed, Manchester United succeed, which means, you know what? Good for us. We all win. That is what it's all about at the end of the day. Patrick Dorgu is a Manchester United player. Patrick Dorgu has signed a 30 million euro deal with 5 million euros on add-ons. Now, still, that's a little bit too much for him, but it's better than 40 million euros, isn't it? It's better than 40 million euros. The 5 million euros is not guaranteed, guys. So there you go, guys. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone who keeps it Stretford Post. You know what? I report the news. I report transfers and stuff. You know what? It's not about being the first. But you know what? When I report it, I dig in. I do my research, and I don't just flirt rubbish. At the end of the day, and to be honest with you, Man United are after a number of players. Whether we will get those players is another story, of course, because it is difficult at the moment to get transfers in January, given the FFP. And to be honest with you. I feel like Man United will make one more signing. I do believe that. I don't believe that Man United will leave this transfer window without another signing. I think we need another attacking player. We've lost Anthony. It looks likely we might lose Rashford as well, which is obviously a big issue as well, of course. Absolutely. Good morning. What's going on? Happy nice one, Sal. Big up Yorkshire Cowboy. How you doing? It's good news for a change, Cowboy, isn't it, mate? It's good news for a change. So look, you know what? I'm happy, Yorkshire Cowboy. I'm happy. Man United have made a transfer at last. It should be the first of many. We need much more than just Patrick Dorgu, of course. That is not enough, in my opinion. I like the player. Can play left wing back, can play right wing back, can play right midfield. But it's by all means not the finished article. He's not the finished product. And people could see that by his highlights reel. His highlights reel isn't the most compelling highlights reel in the history of football. It is quite underwhelming, to be honest with you, right? But obviously, Ineos sees something in Patrick Dorgu. He is respected as a future prospect, as a prospect of great, enthusiasm and excitement. But I'm not one of those guys who's going to put loads of pressure on a lad. It's going to take time. It's going to take, nurturing. Man United are not Lecce. Man United, at the end of the day, he's playing for Lecce in a relegation battle. Man United are not Lecce. Man United need to move up that table. Expectations at Man United are far greater than Lecce. Astronomically greater. In fact, another sport greater than Lecce. So at the end of the day, look, you know what? We can have our expectations on Dorgu, and I'm excited about the transfer, but we can't put too much pressure on him. Ineos doing one deal. I'm glad they've done a deal. I'm just glad they've done a deal. Thank goodness we've done a deal. Do you know what I mean? We need more. I feel like we will get more. I do feel like there's some developments going to happen in the next few days. We have got a few days left of this window. Anything can happen. We all remember Fellaini, don't we? When Fellaini signed for Man United, at the end of the day, what we would say is that anything can happen at especially on deadline day. You know what it's like on deadline day. But, anything can happen. And I do believe Man United need another transfer in there. They need another guy in there. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the very early stream of Stretford Post, of course. But I do believe Man United need another attacker. I think we need someone to replace Anthony in that attacking area. I do believe Man United need a whole new team, because you look at Ruben Amorim's side at the moment, and you look at the players that he has at his disposal, and the right wing back, the left wing back are just not right for Manchester United under Ruben Amorim. I feel like he needs his own players in there. Absolutely. Bring back Palestri, says Yorkshire Cowboy. Well, what's going on with Palestri at the moment? I don't know at the moment what's going on with Palestri at the moment. I haven't heard much about Palestri, at the moment. Look, there's a number of players that Man United have foolishly let go over the last few years. Of course, Kova, Palestri, as you said. Obviously, Carrera, Fernandez, of course. That was, we got to wake up to that. The problem is that the only issue I'm having, right, in regards to this formation, it is not fullbacks. It's nothing to do with fullbacks. When have us ever spoken about Ahmad? When Ahmad is playing on right wing back, we haven't spoken about he's a right wing back. He's not defending more, have we? We haven't really spoken about that. It's because he plays in a 4 in the midfield with a 3 at the back. So Ruben Amram's looking for attackers, really, on those wing back positions. So we press forward. At the moment, because we have a Mazruri and a Dalot, they can't get forward. They're incapable of getting forward effectively. So hopefully, Dorgu will walk straight back in that side. A rumor is he's planning to fly to Manchester in a couple of days. Well, the next 24 hours, I'm hearing. He's planning to fly to Manchester, do his medical. He might even be on the bench, God knows, for Sunday's game against Crystal Palace. Who knows? We never know, do we? But he might be on the bench for Crystal Palace. It'd be great if he started the game. I mean, God, goodness me, that would be a bolt from the blue, isn't it? If he actually did start this game, I think that's a big expectation, to be honest with you. But you know what? Excitement for a change at Man United. And you know what? Hopefully our season turns. Look, we have to back this manager, and we have to abide by what this manager wants, because you know what? This manager has been brought into this football club in the deep end, and to be honest with you, his formation, trying to implicate that formation, a unique style with players that lack IQ and are not his players, added to the off-field issues that he's had to deal with. You know what? I really think this is a move in the right direction. Man United are trying to move out players and get players in. Of course, we're in a disadvantage because a lot of our players at Man United are very, very highly paid, and it is hard to get rid of them. And even if we cut down the transfer fee, the amount of money that we will be paying, in wages, the other team will be paying in wages is too much. And we need to get rid of this culture at Manchester United. Dorgu deal is a good deal. 30 million plus 5 million euros in add-ons. Welcome to Manchester United, Patrick Dorgu. He will be flying to Manchester within the next 24 hours to do his medical. And now we move on to the next one. That is what we want, guys. We want players in this football club that suit Ruben Amram's system. Now, as I said, I don't believe that Dorgu was a Ruben Amram signing. I don't, because he was rumored about in the summer, as I reported on here 4 months ago. It was rumored about Dorgu in the summer, and Ruben Amram wasn't around at that time. And so, that does clarify that it is a Ineos, Barada, Wilcox, Vivell signing. So if it's a good signing, great. And I hope it is. And I wish him all the best, because we know that Manchester United is not easy. It's not easy at Manchester United. It is not. There's cults within the fan base. I'm seeing people. This should be a time of joyousness. If there's a word called joyousness, this should be a time of happiness, right? This should be a time of happiness that we have signed a player, yet we've got people in the fan base who are intent in creating negativity, Mappeteers, people like that, who creating negativity, and they're just this, I just want Ineos to succeed. That's all I want. I don't care. I just want Ineos to succeed. Forget about Man United. I just want Ineos to succeed. So I'm right, and you're wrong. I'm right, and you're wrong. At the end of the day, it doesn't, no one cares if you're right or wrong. No one cares. All people care about is Manchester United. And I know it's hard to understand that in the States because you watch American football and baseball. But listen, it's all about Manchester United. It's not about, Ineos being this, Ineos being that. Ineos facilitated the Glazers. That will forever be their legacy, no matter what, right? They facilitated the Glazers and they went to bed with the Glazers. No matter what you say about a transfer, great. But we don't forget this. All right, we're not going to forget that you facilitated the Glazers. You're going to have to do a lot more than the 25 million euro sign. You know what I mean? To impress Manchester United. I wish you the best of luck. I hope you bring luck to Man United. I hope you bring success to Man United, Ineos. But at the end of the day, I don't want to see these quotes online talking about how they were right. You were wrong. We were right. You were not. Otherwise, you're just a Glazonomic, because they are Glazinios. They still are. They went to bed with the Glazers. Joel Glazer still works on them heavily, of course. So that is a thing. You know, but I'm not going to bring in too much negativity, of course, in regards to that, because I'm happy today, this morning. I'm happy that Man United have signed a player. I'm glad Man United have signed a player. And when we look at Dorgu, Patrick Dorgu is one of the highest prospect players in Europe. Of course, he is handicapped at the moment because he's playing for Lecce. Lecce are close to relegation, if we're being honest, guys. They are close to relegation. And, you know, it's hard to play in a relegation team, you know. But one thing I would say, and if you look on various websites, is that Patrick Dorgu is a right winger. So by trade, he is a right winger. So we look at that, and then you think, okay, he's a right winger, but he can play left back, left midfield. I like the versatility. He's left-footed. Okay, the last time he played right wing was against Genoa in Serie A a few months ago. But I think the reason he's been signed primarily is because of his versatility. He's a right winger, left back, and a left midfielder. So he can play left wing back. So he's got that about him, isn't it? And he can play in inverted if he has to play in inverted. He is a Danish international already, of course, guys, already. And I wish him the best of luck, of course, guys. I wish him the best of luck. But one thing we have to do is be a little bit more patient. This is not a quick fix. His market value is 20 million euros, which we paid about 25 plus 5 million euros in add-ons, Man United tax, as you do, of course, guys. Man United will always have tax, of course, guys. Absolutely. It's good direction. Problem, air strength, and goalkeeper, please. Yeah, we need a goalkeeper. Absolutely. Yorkshire Cup. Man United need all positions. Man United need a goalkeeper, a defender, a midfielder, a attacker, a striker. We probably need like another couple of attackers if we're being real. You know, at the end of the day, if we get rid of Rasmus Højlund, we're going to need another two strikers, to be honest with you. There is news about Rasmus Højlund and Ruben Amram not being entirely convinced with him, you know. I feel sorry for Rasmus Højlund. I'll be honest with you guys. I do feel very sorry for Rasmus Højlund. I feel like he's been thrown in the deep end. He's the only striker at Man United, really and truly, right? A true number 9 kind of thing, you know. And I feel like it's a lot of pressure on his young shoulders. And I wouldn't say that it wouldn't be I wouldn't say it would be a bad thing for him to go to Germany or go to France or somewhere like that, just to go on loan, just to pick himself up, get some experience, score some goals, get that feel for goals again. I would say that, you know, in regards to Rasmus Højlund. I feel very sorry for him because the pressure is on. And when the pressure is on at Man United, especially when you're a striker, because a striker is judged on goals. And when you're not getting goals, you know what? The pressure is on. People will stat pad with you. You know what I mean? People are less inclined to stat pad when you're not creating, right? So, for example, when Bruno's not creating, you know, when Ahmad's not creating, or whoever's playing in that position, Garnacho's not creating, you know, they don't get stat pad. Strikers get stat padded. They get stat padded. And the thing is, you know, despite you not getting any balls, you're going to get stat padded. I do believe once Ruben Amram gets his team in, I feel this, guys. I really do feel this, that this formation will work to a T. I think it's going to be fantastic. I really do. I think that Ruben Amram and this formation is going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I can't wait till he gets his players in. I really can't. Yorkshire. Bedtime for me, Sal. 3:59. Great news. Catch you soon. One love, Yorkshire Cowboy. Big up yourself, brother. You know what? Yeah. The news broke at, I think it was like 9, 10, 11, midnight for me. I was in bed. I had to wake up 5 a.m. The time is now 7:15 a.m. where I am. And I was up at 5 and saw the news and pleased and delighted with that. It is a step in the right direction. Absolutely a step in the right direction. And to be honest with you, we just want positivity. And, you know, I just want a successful Man United. I don't want to be mentioning about ownership and this person and that person, of course, because ultimately it's about success on the football pitch. I am going to call out things, and I am going to call out Ineos because they sacked a load of people on minimum wage. Of course, I'm going to do that. What kind of human being wouldn't do that? You know what I mean? If you're just ignoring the fact that they've sacked people on minimum wage, raised the ticket prices, raised the season ticket prices, how can you call yourself a Man United fan if you're totally ignoring that principle and that fact? We're going to praise Ineos all the way to the sun, all to the cows come home. But let's not ignore the overriding elephant in the room here, that they have sacked people on minimum wages with kids and mortgages on 16 grand a year. You know what I mean? They have done that. They've raised ticket prices. They have done that. Yes, Dorgu's a step in the right direction. It's great, but this is just the beginning. They got a hell of a lot more to do than a 25 million euro signing, guys. They got a hell of a lot more to do at Manchester United. They facilitated the Glazers. We're going to scrutinize. They have to be scrutinized, guys. They have to be scrutinized because who are we not to scrutinize them? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, look, they are at our football club. The football club that was built on the working man like me and you, the working guy. You know what I mean? The guy who works 6 days a week or 7 days a week, some people, you know what I mean? Feeding their family nights and days. You know what I mean? And then their biggest joy is to go to Old Trafford to watch this football team play. And they were, and you know what's happened? A bunch of greedy Yanks who took advantage of Manchester United because, you know what, they make money. They make money, you know, and they don't care about football, the Glazers, and they bought the football club. Now, this was a dark cloud hovering over Man United for a very long time. Ineos came in, they'd done their deal with 27%. Look, the promise that they're going to buy out the Glazers eventually, which I highly doubt at the moment. I think it's a partnership, you know. I think it is a partnership between them two, the Glazers and Ineos. The Glazers tell Ineos what to do, and Ineos do it, basically, you know. And to be honest with you, I hope Man United on the pitch are a success. And that's all I want, ultimately, in regards to the football club, because the football club is what matters. During the 90s and the turn of this century, I never used to talk about ownership. No Man United fans used to talk about ownership. Why? Because Man United was successful. You know, Man United, when do you hear, you know, at the end of the day, positivity will always override the negatives. When you're successful, you kind of want to put all the negatives into the corner, don't you? You kind of want to say, you go into the corner. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to hear about that. We're successful. We're winning trophies. I don't want to be negative and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And that is the thing with it, you know. And I do want Man United to be more positive. I do want Man United to have a light at the end of the tunnel, because I don't think we've had a good time over the last 11, 12 years. 20 years of the Glazers is horrible on this football club, and they've destroyed this football club, evidently from Old Trafford decaying. You know, when Alex Ferguson was in charge of Manchester United, he used to keep up to date with the infrastructure in regards to the stadium, in regards to expansion, etc. You know, you can tell from the East Stand, the West Stand, the North Stand. You know, you can tell from that we were building. But since then, we have gone flat in regards to our infrastructure, in regards to where we're going as a football club. We're decaying, you know, and that is thanks to the Glazers. You know, that is thanks to the Glazers, of course. Mateus, that would be a great sign. Yeah, I'm going to mention him later. I've got some news about him. I'm going to bring it in later. A friend of mine is going to give me some news about Mr. Tell, of course, of Bayern Munich. I'm going to bring that up later on in Breaking Dawn. Later on, I'll be live for Breaking Dawn, of course, guys. Very, very interesting news coming out of Man United, which I'm going to expose in Breaking Dawn later on today, of course, guys. And I'm excited about some of these signings that Man United may get. Now, look, I don't want players that are rejects. I want players that other teams want and are in demand. Tell's a good player, but obviously not quite worked out for him at Bayern Munich, of course. So, you know what? I'm a bit skeptical when it comes to that. I am, you know, and I want Man United to go after players that other teams want, not players that are easy to get. No one wanted Dorgu. You know, and you know what I would say about that is a bit concerning in my opinion. I know it's not the be all and end all. I know that, but you know, one thing I would say is that we need to compete with these teams, you know, because teams are fighting for these players. Look, there's players out there in South America, etc., that Chelsea have signed that Man United wanted, and Chelsea are beating us to these signings. Man City are beating us to the likes of Mamouche and players like that, they're beating us to that. Mamouche was wanted by a number of clubs in Europe, we need to sign players that other teams are fighting for. I mean, Tell is wanted by a couple of teams. I know that. The only issue I'm having with that is that why didn't it succeed at a team like Bayern Munich? Why didn't he succeed there? Why is he going out on loan? What is the reason behind that? And I always look at these things subjectively and think like, what makes us think that he's going to be a success in the Premier League if he can't be a success in a league like the Bundesliga, which obviously isn't the best league in the world, right? Especially playing for Bayern Munich, it's easy to shine. Even Eric Dyer looks good at Bayern Munich. Do you know what I mean? And this is one thing I would say. Look, Mazraoui's been a good signing. De Ligt has been a good signing in regards to that. And that is great. You know what I mean? But in regard, on a sense of that, desperately trying to get rid of Tell, it's telling, should we say, at the end of the day. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to bring up some news about that later on in Breaking Dawn, guys. I think Man United do need a lot more. I think Man United do need another wing back. I think we need obviously, we need two wing backs with obviously Dorgu, and we need another one on the right side as well. I think Man United, I don't think Ruben Amorim's entirely convinced about the right back positions, the right wing back positions. We can play Ahmad there, of course. Ahmad's done pretty well there. Okay there. But you know what? We are pretty weak. We need another centre back, obviously. With Lindelof and Evans leaving, we're going to need that. We need another midfielder to cover the likes of Ugarte and Mainu. Casemiro's going to be out the door. And we need another attacker there. Of course, guys, we definitely need another attacker there. And I feel like we need another striker. Rumor, obviously, I said earlier that Ruben Amorim's not entirely happy with his strike force. So, you know what? He's going to have to bring in another striker. I do think Man United need to bring in an experienced striker. I wouldn't be unhappy with Osimhen. I think he'd be a good signing. I think he'll be not bad at Man United, to be honest with you. But you have to go from there. Patrick, I hope great signing. Get in Manchester United. Big up, Kevin. Hopefully. He's a prospect, Kevin. One thing we have to do, as I was touching on earlier in the show, is that what we have to do is not put too much pressure on him. We have to nurture him and hope that he develops as a player. No better manager to develop him than Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim would develop him and hopefully he becomes a beast on that position, because we've been severely lacking on the wing for a long time, especially wing back position. We've been severely lacking in those positions. And to be honest with you, when you have a balance in the side, at the moment we ain't got balance. We got square pegs in round holes. We're shoehorning players into certain positions. When you have players on the right side, right and left, specialist players in their right positions, the balance of the side changes. And that also affects the strikers as well and the attackers, because the balance, you got wingers bombing up forward. At the moment, we're playing more of a 5 at the back rather than a 4 in the midfield. And that is the problem that we're having, because we're too anxious in regards to going forward, because the likes of Dalot and Mazraoui are not naturally attacking wing backs. They're full backs. I would liken Mazraoui to an Aaron Wan-Bissaka, kind of player. He's good if you want to keep it tight and keep the clean sheet. But when it's time to go forward, when do you ever see Mazraoui going forward? It's the same as Dalot as well. We need to look at that, and and we need to look at the fact that bringing these wing backs in will help the team enormously. But we need a squad, and we need more, because just Dorgu isn't enough. And he's not the finished article. He's coming to the Premier League. The Premier League is it's lambs to the slaughter. You come into the Premier League, it's very difficult. Ruben Amorim will tell you how difficult the Premier League is. Every game you play, you've got 1,000 Dorgus. Honest to God. And you have to show yourself. You have to show yourself what you're made of. You have to show you that you are a Manchester United player. And you know what I would do? I believe in you, Dorgu. But I'm going to give you time to develop, because I know that at a sixpence, many people will turn on this player. All right, they're going to turn on this player. He's a young lad, 20 years old, And the great thing about Dorgu, what I like, is that he's versatile. It takes character to play right wing back, left wing back, right wing, left wing back, which he has done over the last few months. It takes a big character to do that, it takes talent to do that, and that's what we need. There's no substitute for having a player that, can play in various positions and help the team, which is great. Guys, look, you know what? We got, obviously, FCSB tomorrow. We got a little bit of a positive vibe. Let's win that game. Let's qualify for the next round of the Europa League automatically. And let's obviously beat Crystal Palace on Sunday. And then we play Ipswich. And then by the time you know it, we're 4 games unbeaten. By the time you know it. And that's how quickly football can change. I'm watching Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient, right, are my local team, right? When I was raised, I was born in Leytonstone, East London. Leyton is my local team, Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient, just nearly 2 months ago, were in the bottom 3 of League One, right? They're now in the playoffs at the end of January. They're now in the playoffs at the end of January. Why is that? Because not only they're the best team in East London, but because they won games in a row. Win. And draw the odd game, of course. You can't win everyone, but they win majority of the games. They won 6-2 yesterday. It shows you a small example of how football can change. Football can change. A few wins, a signing can be the spark that ignite your season. Honestly, it can be the spark that can ignite your season. That is what football is like. Football's funny like that. It's a funny old game, as the old saying goes. It's a funny old game. It's never over till the fat lady sings, or as I say, Rafa Benitez sings. It's not over till Rafa Benitez sings. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we have to believe. We have to keep winning. It's a signing. It's a step in the right direction. I'm happy with this signing. And let's move on to the next signing. We get Tell through the door on loan. What have we got to lose at the end of the day? Good morning, Leeson. What's up? Do you think there will be more signings before the end of the window? Leeson, if I'm putting my head out there, if I'm going to sacrifice myself, I might as well be the sacrificial lamb. What I would say is that we'll get one more, but it'll be a loan. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we might get one on loan. I'm guessing Man United might have one out. I'm thinking Man United might have one out. But look, guys, we are not strong up front, and we just got rid of Anthony. We do need an attacking player to replace him. People are saying, if we sell Garnacho and or Rashford, we have to get rid of, we have to sign an attacker. We have to sign an attacker now, even with Rashford and Garnacho, because we got rid of Anthony. Rashford's not going to be playing football. Regardless what happens, Rashford is done at here. He's done at here, Rashford. So Rashford is not going to be playing football at all. So, we do need an attacking player. We do need an attacking player in there, to be honest with you. And I would say that if we get Matisse Tell, that would be great. You know what I mean? As on the loan deal, there are other players that I'm going to mention in Breaking Dawn later on today that Man United are interested in. So we're going to have to look at that, of course, guys. We'll have to look at that, later on today. I'll touch on those subjects. But right now, Manchester United and Dorgu have finally agreed a deal, and Lecce, of course. At the end of the day, I'll take that, Kevin. I'll take that, Kevin, all day long. I'll take a Douglas Luiz on loan. What have we got to lose? You know what I mean? What have we got to lose? I'll take a Douglas Luiz on loan, absolutely. And what I would say is that the fee for Dorgu, 30 million euros plus 5 million in incentives, which is not guaranteed. Is a decent deal, not the best deal in the world. It is not worth that, in my opinion, but it's decent. You know what I mean? It is decent, and I'm happy with it. Man United made a deal in January. That is a rarity in itself, isn't it? Man United make a deal in January. That is a rarity in itself, to be honest with you guys. As you can see, the sun is rising where I am. Look, it was dark when I woke up. I started this stream when it was dark, and as you can see, the sun is rising. Hopefully, the sun is rising on Manchester United, guys. Absolutely. And being in the UAE, obviously, I couldn't break the news to you 2 a.m, odd when it broke. But, one thing I would do is that, thank God I mentioned Dorgu in the summer, right? And there's evidence of that. And people are shutting it down. And no one heard of him. Never heard of him, they said. Never heard of him. And now he is a Manchester United player all these months later. Isn't it life? Life just comes back round and slaps you on the face like a salmon, like a wet salmon. Slaps you on the face, doesn't it? At the end of the day, like a wet salmon at the end of the day. But you know what? Here we are, guys. Another day in the circus of Manchester United, guys. Absolutely. I'm delighted, guys. I don't know how you're feeling. I hope you're feeling a little bit more positive. We know we got a long way to go, guys. And, ultimately, the deals that are going to be done are going to be in the summer. Man United will be doing deals in the summer. Man United will be working in the summer on more big deals, bigger deals as well. I'm excited to see what happens in the summer because ultimately you judge what happens in the summer. And you know what? I'm glad that we've got Dorgu through the door. Dorgu can play in the Europa League. Fantastic, and it's going to help us because we need to win that Europa League. We really do need to win that Europa League, guys. Absolutely. Goodness me, this light is so overpowering. Give me a second. Down goes the light, and into the gloom, into the doom and gloom. There we go, guys. Absolutely, yeah. So, I forgot the sun rises in the morning. Dear. Who is the Arsenal kid that led science? Who is the Arsenal kid? Aiden Heaven. Yes, left side is centre back. Aiden Heaven. Delighted. I mean, look, the only thing I would say, Kevin, is that I hope, right, that these young signings, Obi Martin, Lasari from Crystal Palace, Aiden Heaven, of course, as well, Kone, I hope these signings are not just a tool to make money in the future. I'm a little bit concerned about that with Ineos. I hope we're not signing these players to sell them on in the future, because it does look like Ineos are looking towards that direction and getting rid of young players so they can get the full amount of money on them. Aiden Heaven is a great young prospect, not ready yet, a bit lightweight, but you know what? He is a great young prospect. You may have seen him in the friendly game between Arsenal and Man United last in the summer, if we remember, when he got skimmed by Rasmus Højlund, if you remember. But he's a young lad, a very young lad, and obviously, hopefully, he comes good and he gets better. I just hope that we are building for the future for Manchester United and not building for the future for the Ineos' pockets. That's all I hope for. Right? I hope that we don't sell players, in the future of potential. That's what I hope, And Aiden Heaven is a high prospect, and so is Obi Martin. Hopefully, we'll be seeing some of these players very soon. At the moment, we're into the business end of the title of the league. The title, God blimey, can you imagine? We hope, we wish. We're in the business end of the Premier League campaign, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any of these players, Obi Martin, Kone, Heaven. I think that those players will be drifted in kind of next season, and we're going to have to wait and see how they develop, to be honest with you. I would love to see Obi Martin. Obi Martin absolutely smashing it in the youth team at the moment. I would love to see him come into the side. Absolutely would love that. I would love to see Aiden Heaven coming to the side. I love to see Kone, and hopefully they get a chance. I mean, if they're good enough, obviously it's up to Ruben Amram. Ruben Amram does go to the youth games. He does. He goes to see the youth team play. So obviously that is good. Look, we're building a young team. Look, we've got Yoro, right? We've got Dorgu. Ugarte is young. Mainu is young. Ahmad is young. You know what? We're kind of building a dynasty, ain't we, right now? We're kind of building a team that is going to be for the future, and that's great. But how patient can we be? How patient are the fans going to be with this? And to be honest, we hope that, this team, they click like the class of 92. But obviously, we know that the class of 92 came in at a time when we had Peter Schmeichel, Steve Bruce, Ryan Giggs, Andy Cole, Eric Cantona. They had proven winners in the team. Man United right now don't have any proven winners. And winners being Premier League winners, Champions League winners, serial winners. We don't have any serial winners. Casemiro is the only serial winner that we really have. But Casemiro has only had one season at Man United in regards to where he proved himself as a great player. At the moment, I think he's on his sunbed. He's not interested in anything else. Casemiro wants to go to Saudi Arabia. There's interest from Qatar. There's interest from other places, but Casemiro wants to go to Saudi Arabia. He's waiting on that deal. Marcus Rashford wants to go to Barcelona. He's waiting on that deal. Ansu Fati is available on loan. Man United have been linked with Ansu Fati as well. So that is another one that Man United could explore in the future. Ansu Fati did go on loan to Brighton, if we remember. Evan Ferguson, who Man United have been heavily linked with, has been obtaining the interest. He's from other clubs around Europe, of course, guys. Around Europe, Evan Ferguson has been attracting interest around Europe, guys. And you know what? Very, he's now on the radar of Bayer Leverkusen. So Evan Ferguson could likely go to Bayer Leverkusen. I don't know if you guys would have done that deal. He had a brilliant breakthrough season. Hasn't quite hit the heights of that, but going to Bayer Leverkusen for him, it's good for him. But you know what? I want players to come in Man United, even if it's on loan. I want players to come in Man United who are going to make a significant difference to the football team. That's what I want, because I don't want players who are not as good as the players we have already. You know what I mean? And I don't think personally Evan Ferguson is as good as Ahmad and Garnacho. I'll be honest with you guys. I think he's a decent prospect, a decent player, but I think he's a little bit overhyped at the time. And 6 goals only in the last couple of years. At the end of the day, you know what? I wouldn't mind. We do need position there, but I just don't think he's that guy. I don't. And maybe it would have changed at Man United. Maybe if he came to Man United, it might change. He might get better. But going to Bayer Leverkusen for him, it's a great move for him. Bayer Leverkusen, of course, are the champions of Germany, second in the Bundesliga at the moment. Looks like Bayern Munich are going to regain their title, of course, as usual. That league, you get the one team, and then obviously from there Bayern win it again and again and again. Bayern probably win it for the next 10 years again. That's how that league is at the end of the day. So, because I remember, who was it who won the Bundesliga all those years ago? Wasn't it Schalke who won the Bundesliga? And then you get another 10 years of Bayern Munich. You're obviously going to get the odd, unless you're Scottish league, you get Celtic or Rangers. Well, mainly Celtic these days, but you get Celtic or Rangers and then forever. When was the last team to not win the Scottish League, apart from Celtic and Rangers? Wasn't it Aberdeen? Wasn't it Aberdeen in the 1980s, Alex Ferguson? What a genius Sir Alex was. He broke the dynasty of the dominance of Celtic and Rangers. What a genius he was, guys. An absolute masterful genius he was. And you know what? Good luck to Evan Ferguson. Good luck to Evan Ferguson. But Man United do have options, and there are a number of loan options out there that Man United could explore. We can also explore the possibility of buying players with an obligation to loaning players with an obligation to buy it. And we can explore that possibility by putting a deposit on a player and paying them in installments as well, which will help with the FFP, of course, guys. So that is something that we can explore as well. This window's not open. I remain cautiously optimistic that we will do one more deal. That would be great. 2 in, 2 out. That's what I think is going to happen. 2 in, 2 out. We've already got Anthony out. I'm not talking about Aiden Heaven. I'm talking about players who are going to walk straight into the football team, and like Dorgu, right? And I've challenged for that first team place already. And I think Man United can bring in, like, if we brought in an Amethyst Tell, if we brought in an Ansu Fati kind of player, improve the squad, move up that table, help us in our quest. And that's what we want at the end of the day. You never know, you might uncover a gem. Man United used to do deals like this in the past. I remember we done a year deal for Heinrich Larsson. Do you remember? In 2007, we done a loan deal. Was it a loan deal or 1 year deal for Heinrich Larsson? We ended up having him for 2 years, I think. I'm not sure. But those sort of characters, you bring into the football club. I would much rather go after those sort of characters. You know what I mean? The players that are a little bit on the edge of the end, but you know what, can get you a goal, can change the game for you, like a Heinrich Larsson did all those years ago, of course, I would look at other options. I would look around Europe. I would look around the world, to find that player, who can make a difference for Man United, who can be the experience head in our team. Because at the moment, you look at Man United's team and there is a severe lack of experience. There is. We are a very, very young team. And I feel like Man United do need older players, more experienced players. Victor Osimhen would have been great up front. It would have been great up front. But obviously, what can Victor Osimhen do when he's not, Man United are not giving him facilitating him up front with the creation side of things, like with Rasmus Højlund and Xerxes? There's no real creation going on. There's no real patterns of play up front. It is the whole attack, I know, but there's no real patterns of play going on at the moment, which is a problem that we're facing going forward in regards to signing the striker. We need to build the team from the back, and then the midfield, and then the attack, and then so you actually build the team. At the moment, we're mismatch of players from different eras, each talented by their own right, but individually they don't fit the system. We need players that are actually going to fit the system. That's what we need, because you can put a bunch of players together, a bit like Real Madrid did. And remember the Galacticos when they had Ronaldo and Beckham and Roberto Carlos and players like that. You know what? You could do that, and Figo, you can do that, but it doesn't quite work as well as building a team. And we need to build a team. Absolutely. Kevin, Matheus Cunha, I'm a big Manchester United should sign him. I like Matheus Cunha. Absolutely. Matheus Cunha is one, but he's going to set us back about 50, 60 million. I don't think Man United could do that deal right now unless Man United put a deposit on Cunha and pay his fee by the year, 20 million a year, something like that, which can override FFP. That would mean Man United would have to offload one young player, of course, guys, one young player. And that is obviously a situation that, you know what, is going to be difficult for Man United to comply with. This FFP is crazy. I don't agree with FFP. I think it's stupid. I think it encourages teams to sell the young players. I don't think it's good for English football. I don't think it's good for world football. I don't think it's good. And to be honest with you, I think they should scrap the FFP. I really do, to be honest with you. Big up, Amir. What's going on? United cooking. I wouldn't go that far, Amir. I mean, we got an unproven player at the moment. We got an unproven player at the moment, but we hope and we pray that it is a good signing. Dorgu should be just the start of things to come. Big up, Barman. How you doing? Hope you're doing. New era start. Where's Hope so, Barman? Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. All the way from Canada, Barman. Big up yourself. So hopefully it is a change. Hopefully it is a step in the right direction. And hopefully Dorgu becomes the player that we hope he could become. I mean, because you know what? He is a raw talent, guys. We have to remember that he is a raw talent. He's not the finished article. And he's been playing for a team like Lecce. Obviously, Lecce are not Manchester United. Manchester United have a lot of pressure at the moment on our shoulders. We're hovering in 11th place in the league. We need to move up that league. We need to win the Europa League. We have to win the Europa League. That's the difference between Manchester United and Lecce. We have to win the Europa League because we have to qualify for the Champions League. That pressure alone is enough to harm players and mentally, damage players in regards to their development, because Dorgu's not going to come in and suddenly become Roberto Carlos. He's not. And we have to be patient and we have to nurture him, just like I've been saying with all the young players. We have to nurture him. And I don't want to play. I don't want people to turn on him straight away. I don't want people to start saying, "Oh, who's that Dorgu? He's rubbish. He's dead." I don't want people to be doing that. You know what I mean? Vancouver, loving energy. You put in the show. Thank you so much, Barman. Thank you, mate. It is an unexpected show this morning. And because obviously it was a late one for me last night. In the Middle East, it was 2 a.m. for me. So I couldn't do the exclusive. So I thought I'd do a little extra show for you just to celebrate the signing of Dorgu, which is fantastic, of course. We signed a player away, you know what I mean? And I just want to celebrate that, to be honest with you. And, I thought I'd come in here. Breaking Dawn will still be on the normal time later on, of course. So please don't forget to join me for that as well. This is a bonus show, of course, a signing show, of course. Sal reacts, and I'm happy with that. And we move on, of course. Tomorrow, I've got a very special guest, guys, on the show. A very special journalist coming on the show. All right. Very looking forward to it. Big journalist coming on the show tomorrow. Fingers crossed, all being well. And I look forward to sharing that with you. That video will be absolutely fantastic. At last, the silence is Kenny. Hope he comes good. I really do, Kenny. But we have to be patient, don't we? We have to be patient, and we have to hope that, he beds into the team. We're going to have to give him a few weeks to settle down. Man United is a different animal. As I said earlier, Man United are not Lecce, as I said, Man United need to win the Europa League. Lecce's expectations is very low. Man United need to win things. It's a different animal, and that's the difference between playing for example, Nottingham Forest and playing for Man United. That's why some players thrive at Nottingham Forest and some players don't thrive at Man United, because the pressure is different. Pressure is a big thing at Man United, of course. Let me hope it fit into the system, because we fully trust Amarim. One thing I would say is that I mentioned Dorgu 4 months ago, guys. 4 months ago, when no one was talking about Dorgu, right? That doesn't matter. But what I would say is this. The important thing is this, is that means that this was an Ineos signing. A Barada, a Wilcox, a Favell signing. Because I cannot see how Ruben Amram would have Dorgu as his top priority, because he was wanted by Ineos in the summer. So that shows you that it is Ineos, Barada, and Wilcox who have got the biggest influence in regards to the signings. Ruben Amram probably agreed to the signing. He probably agreed to. Why wouldn't he? At the end of the day, he needs a squad. Why wouldn't he agree to the signing? Absolutely. At the end of the day, Ruben Amram probably agreed to the signing. And it is Fifel, it is Wilcox, and it is Barada who are doing the deals, in my opinion. I do believe that. Looking forward to seeing Diego Leon coming to Man United in 2025, of course, this year, a few months. Looking forward to him coming. Looking forward to seeing how good he is. I've seen some highlights of him. He looks even more impressive than Dorgu. I would love to do more. I love Man United to do more deals like that, like the Diego Leon deal and stuff like that, and unearth some talent that is unknown and stuff like that, and find some gems. Diamond in the rough. Diamond in the mud. That's what we need to find. And build them up. Big up, Pearl. What's going on? Chinese New Year. Greetings to you. Big up the year of the snake. Big up, Pearl. The year of the snake. How ironic it's the year of the snake. And we're talking about Jim Ratcliffe. Big up, Pearl. Hope you're doing well. I'm the rooster. I'm the silver rooster, guys. I'm a metal rooster. So my Chinese New Year sign is a metal rooster. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know whether to feel happy. In my head, I'm thinking of a Terminator rooster. So I'm thinking of a Terminator rooster with red eyes and everything, and I'm thinking of that, but I can't help but thinking about metal eggs and things like that. You know what I mean? I don't know, but whatever. Someone told me it's the worst Chinese New Year sign. Apparently, is the rooster. To be honest with you, I'd rather be a rooster, a metal rooster, than a snake. Absolutely, but yeah, definitely. Big up China. Big up everyone celebrating the Chinese New Year. Of course, guys. Very, very important. Big up the family in China. Of course, everyone in the world is family. Of course, guys. Absolutely. We actually signed a left back. Striker, please. Yeah, we need attackers. We do. We need a right wing back as well, funny enough. Man United need a number of positions. Man United need a goalkeeper. Man United need a number of positions, guys. You know what I mean? And he's got a lot of work to do. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. We have so much stuff to be doing right now that, I don't envy them, but they got to get on with it. And you know what? Hopefully, Man United bring someone in, even if it is on loan. Hopefully, Man United bring another player in this window. It does look like one player would be out. There's no use in us keeping Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is not going to play for Manchester United. We are handicapped at the moment because we've got rid of Anthony. We got rid of Marcus Rashford. Well, we haven't got rid of him, but he's not playing. He's not going to play for Man United, let me tell you. So we are 2 players short in the attacking areas. We do need to bring some players in. Bring a couple of loans in. It doesn't matter. Ansu Fati, Matez Tel, bring in those players. Bring them in because Man United need players at the end of the day. And Man United do need to hopefully, build up that squad because our squad is very weak at the moment. Very weak. And you know what? We do need to build it up. And it'd be great if we could bring in an experienced winner into our team. Someone experienced, of course, guys. Who can help the team, who can benefit the team, of course, guys. At the moment, signing young players is, it's great for the future, but, it's not really helping the team. Dorgu will. Aiden Heaven is going to be in the youth team. He's not really going to, improve the squad. So somewhat, because he won't be in the first team. I don't think anyway. Here's to hoping that Dorgu will fly to Manchester within the next 24 hours once everything is confirmed. Obviously, there is a here we go, but that doesn't mean that the transfer has been gone through. Basically, after the 24 hours, Dorgu will be flying to Manchester to undergo his medical and sign his deal at Manchester United. I'm sure he's very delighted. I'm happy for the lad. I really am. I'm delighted for him, guys. But you know what? Best of luck to him and best of luck to Man United in the transfer window. Guys, I'll be back for Breaking Dawn later on, of course, guys. Don't forget to join me for that. And thank you, everyone who joined me this morning at short notice as well. Thank you very much, everyone. Excited about the future, a step in the right direction, something positive to talk about. So much negativity going around. So it's really good to have something positive to talk about, isn't it? Something that is progressive, And now we're excited because we're looking forward to seeing Dorgu play for Man United. I'm excited to see Dorgu play for Man United. I'm excited that we got a wing back for crying out loud. A left-sided wing back, a left footer. Goodness me. 2 as well. Aiden Heaven and Dorgu are both left footers, guys. Great stuff, isn't it? Great stuff. We're moving in the right direction, guys. I'll be back for Breaking Dawn a little bit earlier. I've got some great news to share with you as well. So don't forget to join me for that, guys. And guys, thank you, everyone. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world, guys. I'm Sal Warner, and this is Stretford Post, Sal Reacts. And guys, first of many, guys. First of many. First of many. We hope so. Hopefully we get some more news. I'll be going live this time if anything breaks, guys. I hope so. Guys, so take it easy. Come on, Dorgu. Come on, Man United. Let's go. Let's get this. Take it easy. I'm Sal Warner. This is not Breaking Dawn. This is Sal Reacts. Breaking Dawn later. Don't forget to join me for that. Take it easy, guys. Peace.